So now I'm here with Amy Merida with the Greater Round Rock Community Foundation. Thanks so much for joining us, Amy.
Happy to be here.
Awesome. So tell us more about why it is so important for the Greater Round Rock Community Foundation to be involved in Amplify Austin Day.
Absolutely. Well, it's something, a partnership that we started, I believe, 5, maybe even 6 years ago. And I remember when I was first approached by staff at I Live Here, I Give Here, they really wanted us to be involved. And I really wanted to see the Williamson County nonprofits participate. But being a smaller community foundation at the time, we didn't have a whole lot of money to give. And, I said, can we pay the registration fee for these nonprofits so that in particular, the ones that had never participated before, so that they wouldn't have any out-of-pocket cost, and then anything that they were able to bring in would just, serve to help them out. And it was an idea that we tried the first year, and it was wildly popular, and I think that we saw a really good turnout. So it's something that we've been proud to continue.
That's amazing. So the Greater Round Rock Community Foundation is frequently encouraging its nonprofits to participate in Amplify Austin Day. Why is it so important for those nonprofits to get involved?
Well, it's really interesting because nonprofits typically, they end up being 10, 15, 20 years behind the private sector. And, when businesses start to move forward, technology, they embraced it a long time ago, but nonprofits have a harder time. And a lot of times nonprofits have relied on the annual donor, those donors that make those contributions every year. But the average age of donors is still slowly going down, and younger generations embrace technology. And I think anytime a nonprofit can use a tool like Amplify Austin, it's only going to help them in the long run, because they really want to engage those younger donors. Because they'll give halfway across the world before they'll give in their backyard. But Amplify Austin is something that's local, that really engages that kind of community that loves to give easy. If you can do it on a phone, then that's where younger generations are going. So I really see this as is so important for nonprofits to really grab hold of that now, so that they're used to these kinds of things as the donors age up. Because we've got generations of people who were raised on technology, and they're going to be giving through technology in the future.
Amazing. I love that. And I recently heard about a generous donation from the Hood Endowment to benefit some of the Williamson County nonprofits, specifically those benefiting military veterans or animal welfare. Can you tell us more about that endowment, where it gets its name from, and why those causes are so important to it?
Absolutely. Well, in I want to say 2012, the Greater Round Rock Community Foundation received the first of many coming from a gentleman named David Hood. He had no family, no children, no close relatives, and he knew that he was sort of getting to the end of his life. And he made a very wise decision. Rather than just give that money over to the government, he said, I'm a veteran and I love animals. And so he decided to create this endowment. It was seeded in 2013, 2014, when all of his assets were liquidated at $8.3 million. It has an investment policy that's attached with it, because the donor really wanted to say, I want the power of what this endowment can do to be greater 50 years from now than what it is today. So now the endowment's well over 10 million, and we're able to do more than we were in the beginning. But Amplify Austin, I Live Here, I Give Here came and said, hey, we've got an idea. We would love to see a matching fund. Can we apply to the Hood Endowment? And I said, absolutely. And the committee that controls that endowment really liked the idea of being able to match those organizations that are helping veteran and animals in Williamson County. So we're really excited to see what this does and what those organizations are able to pull in. And it's the first year we've done this. So I can't say how excited I am. I can't wait to see the results.
Okay, last question here, Amy. To everyone out there, whether they're in Travis County, Williamson County, business community, nonprofit community, what would you say to them to encourage them to get involved in Amplify Austin Day?
Good question. I think I would say that you don't have to give big dollars to have a big impact. I think there's this common misconception that philanthropy is for the super wealthy, those that have a tremendous amount to give and can make this large grant. But philanthropy, I think, is something that is for all of us. It's simply giving something of yourself, whether it's your time or what little cash you might have to give, and giving it to an organization or an individual or a group of people that don't have the ability necessarily to repay you. And charitable contributions, that's just what it is. You're saying, here's what I have, and I'd like to give it to you so that you can make the world a better place. And I think that Amplify Austin is this beautiful tool. You guys have laid it out on the website. Someone could go, maybe they've never donated before in their life, but they can see what's incredible is to see there are all these organizations in all these different areas, and they're doing amazing work in our community. And you can be a part, whether you have $5 to give or 500 or 5,000 or 500,000. You can watch and see how that organization's donations are coming in, and you can be a part of it. Say, hey, I was a part of that. And I think that that's something pretty amazing. Just the size of what it does in our community as a whole. So I'd say get out there and make an impact, even if it's small. It still makes a huge difference in the work that these nonprofits are able to do.
Amazing. I love that message. Thanks again, Amy, for joining us. Thank you to the Greater Round Rock Community Foundation as well.
You're very welcome. Thanks for having me.